Welcome to the Crazy Train of Thought, brought to you by the Idiot Savants. Join host Ryan Wolf, Derek Meyers, Philbo Swagginns, Sam the Babbi, and Pokemaster Troy Osborn for rants such as...
Check a look.
Welcome, everybody, to Crazy Train of Thought, brought to you by the Idiot Savants. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am your host, Ryan Wolf. We are live from Savant Studios.
You practiced that. That's good.
Joining me today, I have...
Derek Meyers.
Derek's here. How you doing, Derek?
Doing good. Doing good. Glad to be here.
First time on the pod?
First time. Hopefully not the last.
Long-time listener, first-time joiner.
Joiner.
Yes.
Yeah, however you want to say it.
Guest.
We don't like guests.
Okay. Next.
Philbo Swagginns from
Philbo's
the Shire.
Thank you for being here, Phil.
I went to destroy the ring, so that's why I was gone so long.
Okay, that is a long journey, I've heard.
Yeah, it took me 17 and a half hours.
Well, that's how long it takes to get through the movies, so.
Almost.
Next.
I've got George W. Bush Light here.
Sam's here. Thanks for being here, Sam.
Yeah, but thank you. You're welcome.
George W. Bush Light. Not bad.
George W. Babbi.
Next.
Pokemaster Troy Osborn is back, baby.
Pokemaster Troy Osborn joins us, running the video today.
Back on the pod.
Back on the
'cause
pod.
I'm in Colin's seat.
Yeah, live in Colin's seat this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
fucking
is
A.
weird.
Pokemaster frickin' Osborn.
Not bad. We got a jam-packed episode today. We got a ton of news that we haven't gotten to. We've got some impressions coming up for the PS5.
It's going to be hard to impersonate. I don't even know where to start with that one. I guess
I'm
I'll
a
just break
Wi-Fi
down.
router.
Yeah, I'm a Wi-Fi router. That's it. So
Better one.
let's start off with Sam, though. Sam, you bought an Oculus.
Yeah, I did. I was going to buy your Oculus, you idiot.
and instead,
You took too long. You're like, I'll get to you by the end of the week, and we'll see where we are. I'm like,
I fucking forgot, man.
I didn't even wait till then, though. It's been like 3 weeks, and I was like, all right, it's time to buy one. So I just bought one, went out to Best Buy. I was like sweating. It was like big boy money,
Yeah.
big boy money.
Real talk.
Yeah, and I bought one, and it was like actually a guilt-free purchase.
Yeah?
Yeah, super,
Really?
like honestly, really good. I brought it to, I basically, if there was ever a super spreader event at my house, it would have been Thanksgiving when every single person tried on the Oculus Rift. Everybody. We're all good. We're all good.
That's good.
My grandma put it on. She's like, I can't do this. I feel so dizzy.
For real?
Well, she did really good. She hung in there for like First Contact, the
Yeah.
Robot Wally one.
Yep.
And then like they're like ramp it up. They put her.
You're
in
fucking grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put her in Jurassic Park.
No, they did put her in Pistol Whip. And then,
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What?
And then they put her in.
Jesus.
There's a really good one I found recently. It makes you feel like Spider-Man. I'm not sure if this is like a popular one or not. It looks kind of like low production, but it plays so freaking well. It's exactly what I want to play in an Oculus. You're basically Spider-Man, but you have a skateboard, like a hoverboard.
Okay.
You've got grappling hooks on each of your controllers.
Nice.
With rockets, too, so you can guide yourself around. And there's all these kind of obstacles, and especially like this big, it's like a bunch of transformers running around. And you can latch on to these big transformers, and they've got glowing dots, and you can pull out your gun. And it's cool because like you've got a little button on your forearm, and you can literally press the button. I'm new to Oculus game, guys. Like,
Right.
I'm pressed easily by literally any little mechanic.
On the controller, you can press the button.
Like, whoa, I can move my head and it moves the character. Wow.
But not like that's the point.
No, I was thinking it would be just like a movie, which is stupid. Did you know there's movies? Like
Yes.
you can buy entertainment?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
Are they 360 movies?
I actually didn't know the thing that I always thought they were free. Are they not? They're not free.
No, you had to buy them.
Well, because on the Oculus, they do like a calendar of events coming up on Oculus. And earlier this year, I was looking at that calendar. So I was like, man, I haven't touched my Oculus in a little while. What's coming up on the calendar?
And it's Facebook, so it's like, let's check up on Troy's webcam.
Wow. Well, it was like Oculus movie night, come watch fucking Avatar 1 in big screen mode or whatever the fuck it's called.
So you can't call it Avatar 2. Avatar 1. Avatar 2.
Well, they got 17 more of them in development, so they really got to specify Avatar 1.
I have a question about that whole movie thing.
Yeah.
Is it like you're sitting in a theater?
Well, it is like an outdoor kind of theater thing. So you sit in a seat outside and watch the movie.
It's for social distancing.
I didn't know that you had to buy the movie. I thought well, I'm not going to pay for the fucking movie.
The virtual usher came up just like, can I see your tickets?
Sir, have you been tested?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is virtual. I don't care.
There's a computer virus going around. Me? Maybe.
Oh, so, yeah, I didn't realize that I didn't try them. Obviously, if I had tried them, I'd have known you had to buy the fucking movie. But
would have wasted their time with that. I was like, why would I watch a movie on Oculus? Like, watch a movie. Nobody watching a movie is like, I hate these borders. Wow. It's like, I can literally see everything fine.
Right.
And I feel immersed in the movie. After a while, do you ever kind of notice that? You realize you're not looking at a screen anymore. You're just totally immersed. That
only happens with The Dark Knight for me.
Speaking of totally immersed, after I went to bed, or I was trying to go to bed after I played the Oculus for a few hours for sure. I was sweaty. I was sweaty.
Yeah, it's intensive.
But I was freaking out because I felt like when I closed my eyes, I felt like I was still in it. I tried going to sleep and I kind of felt myself moving in the same frame rate and everything like that. It freaked me out. I don't know. I felt weird. I felt uncomfortable.
Simulation was breaking.
Is it
really.
After you play Rock Band or Guitar Hero for a long time, you look at things and you're like, why isn't that scrolling? And you're like, it should scroll, right?
So maybe like that, you're immersed and your expectations are not matching up with reality. My whole brain got sucked into the VR, and I felt like, what was a dream and what was real? I obviously know what's real, but I'm not too sure anymore.
But is it real?
I've got a dreidel with me that I spin, and if it keeps spinning,
from Inception.
Yeah. From what?
Inception.
What?
I don't just carry a dreidel around.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Did you dream about playing VR? Or
no.
It just felt like he was in VR.
Existential crisis.
It's kind of like that thing that everybody does when they play VR. It's they look at their hands and they do this. They clench their hands. I felt like I was going to the bathroom, and I was walking to the bathroom I would walk in VR, and I would go like this.
Yeah.
It's wow, I really am peeing, just like in real life. Oh, that's a scary thing.
I missed.
Imagine getting so immersed in VR that you actually pee your pants because you're peeing in VR.
Okay.
Crazy. Just think
I
about
can feel it. I can feel myself peeing. Oh, wait.
I actually am pissing myself.
Great product.
Send you. There was a video where a guy, I don't know if he just did it by himself, but he did a thing where he was in VR for, I think, a week.
That's insane.
I saw that
He
video,
did a
actually.
modeling of his apartment and then set it all up and was just completely in VR for the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, I feel real crazy after getting out of that. Dude, you were crazy to begin with.
Well, it's a social experiment.
He wanted to see basically what the future was going to be like with where VR is going to be 10, 20 years from now, basically what it would be like.
What?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool video.
And it was crazy to think of how well it turned out considering where the technology is at right now. Imagine where it's going to go. We're going to get some Matrix Sword Art Online stuff where
I don't think we're getting there very quickly.
Eventually.
Maybe
He's right.
2100. We got a while.
I mean, think
before
about
we're
how
gonna
much
be there.
VR has advanced in 5 years. You think it's going to take 80?
Well, they had patents on VR back in the 60s.
Yeah, we did.
They had VR.
Yeah, they did VR. They tried VR in the 80s and it didn't work. Where we're at right now is mind-blowing because of the experience you get. But if you think of something like The Matrix, which is not really VR, but Ready Player One.
Well,
like where you're at in Ready Player One, where you sit in a seat or whatever the fuck that is, treadmill thing. Like we are a while before that happens.
The good thing is though, like you don't have to wait for it to get better to still have that experience. Like
oh, for sure. I mean, it's a really cool experience right fucking now. Because 100%.
Do you remember looking at these old games that you used to play and being like, this experience is crap. These graphics are garbage. I'm not even fulfilled by this. Like this is stupid.
I mean, I don't play a lot of retro games for that reason. Like I don't have the nostalgia for those because my first console was the 64. So like anything before that, I'm like,
well, 64 still in the retro area.
Well, what I'm saying is like, because you haven't flown in a 747, if you're flying a kite, you're not missing a 747 because you don't even know what it is yet.
Right.
I mean, we can kind of dream about what VR is going to be like, but like, I'm sort of satisfied with where I'm at right now, and I'm not like impatient for it to get better and better. I'm just like, right now, or it's almost like, how can it get any better? That sort of mentality, but it's garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they solve the problems of like where we're at right now with player movement, people having issues with player movement in VR.
I still don't understand how it works. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm like, I see little like fish eyes here and I move my head, like it moves my head. I don't get it. I don't have cameras around my house or anything like that. Freaks me out.
Now with
I do have a Ring doorbell though, maybe.
We're talking about fish eyes.
There's like little modules on the thing.
Okay. Yeah.
What it is?
Their camera's on the Oculus. So it's watching your surroundings as you're moving through it.
That's messed up.
Well, don't jack off with it on.
Yeah.
It's so real.
Listen, I know you're safe in your play space, but I'm not in a safe space right now.
Now, with the Ready Player One stuff, they have pretty much everything that they do in that movie, just not to the realism sense. Like, I've seen people where they have the headset, the gloves, a treadmill that they're attached to. They get to run, duck, jump.
So there are haptic feedback vests that you can buy for Oculus and other VR headsets, not just Oculus.
I think it was like 2012 or 2013. People were doing Skyrim with that treadmill.
Dude,
and that was
Omni?
7 years ago. Like some of the Omni stuff. I mean, there's even arcades where you get to walk around an entire room with a backpack. So it's not.
I'm not saying that there aren't already cool fucking things you can do in VR. I'm saying it's gonna be a minute.
Yeah.
I
don't think it's gonna be 80 years.
Okay.
I'd say
Fair
maybe
enough. This podcast won't be around then, so
I'm kind of with you on that. So.
I would say I would give it 10 years before we have something substantial. Maybe still not to the crazy where you could just be.
What do you mean
like,
something substantial? Like a haptic feedback vest
I'm
or
saying
power gloves, like Nintendo power gloves?
Substantial would be like either the Ready Player One to that extreme sense where they are really in it. I could see something getting closer to that. But me saying substantial, which they are working towards with all the sensors and plugging shit into you, like Sword Art Online
I have a
is where you lay down, you get plugged into everything with the helmet, and it's just, you're there, but it's like you are there, even though you're just in a fucking suit. Also like Matrix, where they plug in and you're there. They're getting to that. Like they have stuff, but I'd say maybe
it's 80 years before we get to a brain plug.
No, it's a week.
15.
It's a week.
15.
No, I've solved it. I've solved it. I figured it out. I'm calling it right now. I just predicted it. Because you have other senses, it is hard to immerse yourself. It's going to be sensory deprivation. You're going to get in a Daredevil bathtub. They're going to seal you up in that sucker. You're going to be floating there in like body temperature water, not experiencing a darn thing. And with the VR goggles on, that's all you're going to be sensing. And it's going to be basically it's going to be total
electrical
immersion.
signals through the water.
So it's like VR, but in a sensory deprivation tank, basically.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty sweet.
It's hard to move though.
Yeah, I can't really move my. Also, having an electronic headset inside of a little warm bath water, I don't think that's the
He's
smartest.
taking his time in there.
I mean,
smells like burnt toast.
Considering some of the stuff I've seen with prosthetics, where it's like just signals and they can move it like regular, I'd say 15 years before we have something pretty substantial.
Make it 14.
Because they're working on it. Like, it's not like they're not.
There's money, yeah.
And I mean, we can't just say, "Oh yeah, we had VR in the '60s." We had good
I don't
TVs.
think we'll get true VR until there's quantum computing. So I guess it depends on how long until quantum computers are in households.
Substantiate that. What about quantum computing do you need for virtual reality?
I don't think there is enough processing power in regular
to match
processors. Right, exactly. To like actually put you in a virtual world in the way that we're talking about.
Like Sword Art Online.
Like Sword Art Online, exactly.
Where you can't tell the difference between reality and being
and it's not even just that.
That happened to me just the other day.
Fuck you, man. It did not.
I couldn't tell what was going on.
Remember, you just talked about it. He said he thought he was peeing, but he was really peeing.
Your brain will fill in the gaps of what's missing. It always does. Like with illusions and stuff like that, your brain is constantly trying to interpret things and fills out basically the blank spaces.
Phil?
Like with your VR goggles, whatever's like or not there, your brain fills in the information. So if you're falling and you're not actually falling, your brain goes, "You're freaking falling," and it tricks you into thinking. That's why people like duck and start getting really nauseous when they're playing VR. So I mean, I think what they need to do is not quantum computing, but just figure out a way to play with your mind like an illusionist.
I mean, yeah, that's already what they're kind of working on, is tricking you. I think in a span of 10 to 20 years in our area, we're going to have more commercially available of you are going to be fully immersed, but it's basically like Ready Player One, where it's a suit treadmill and you do everything, but it's really in there.
Do you think 15 years we'll have that technology?
No.
We'll have
I got a treadmill already.
Somewhere between, well, we already have most of that technology pretty heavily, I'm saying commercially, where it's like, I mean, freaking how much
consumers you're talking.
Yes.
Consumer availability.
Like I mean, in freaking 2012, when they were even 2013, maybe because it was a while ago when I'd seen the Oculus and the treadmill, that wasn't commercially available, but they were doing it because he was playing Skyrim and it was like $600 for the first stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And people are getting.
I mean, a haptic feedback
stuff,
vest is still like $400.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. Commercially available would be somewhere between 10 to 20 years is this timeline of what's going to happen, which it's first going to start with Ready Player One, where it's a full suit, you're in there, but it's a suit, so it's like realistic. And then somewhere in between 10 to 20 years, maybe in that area, we're going to start getting into the actual you're in there.
So you said 10 to 20 years?
10 to 20 years, it's going to start with commercially available Ready Player One.
Okay.
And then 20 years, it's going to be Sword Art Online.
What do you think, Sam?
I think they're gonna put me in a plane and like
just push you out.
No.
You're parachuting in VR. It's so real.
Can you feel it?
No, it's not like that.
Feel the wind.
I can feel the pressure.
Pull your chute. No.
Wait, how do I do that?
I'm talking about like zero gravity, like weddings.
Do a barrel
where
roll.
Like the plane takes a nosedive and they're just in free fall. That's basically what they're going to have to do, some sneaky stuff.
Yeah.
Some sneaky stuff.
Geez, they can almost make you experience that in just like the little like entertainment things, like
like the little
like
IMAX
Star Wars
things where it
ride
shifts around.
Yeah, they have that shit at fucking malls.
I think the technology is just a clever turn around the river bend there. Somebody just got to think of something really clever, or like something like the puzzle piece. It's like a puzzle that you just can't think there's any solution to it, and then of course you're just thinking about it in a different way. It's like boom, that was easy.
Well, I mean, look at Elon Musk's Neuralink.
What?
Neuralink.
They didn't set.
Too smart for me. I can tell you that much. I don't know how it works.
The Neolink.
So for the
Neolink,
listeners,
basically.
Derek, go ahead. What is the Neuralink?
Basically, from what I know about it, it's a plan for basically a chip almost is what they're going to put into your brain. Now, it's deeper than that. And of course, the conspiracy theorists will go, they're trying to put a chip in your brain. But I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, but I just know it's, of course, another rich billionaire with some type of technology. And it's just some type of chip. But if they're talking about that now, I mean, what do you think? Like he's saying 20, 30
years is getting us to Sword Art Online. 10 years is Ready Player One.
So I'm picturing a battery pack headset that you get what 8 hours, like 4 hours of playtime. Let's say, like take the
not
Switch
in
as an
10
example.
years. Not
even. Look how small they are now.
Then you plug in to the back of your ear. It's always going to be your right ear. It's a USB-C. It's going to plug in.
It'll be a USB, probably G,
and it's going to feed information from your optical nerve into, it doesn't have outside cameras. It doesn't need them. It uses your eyes.
Do you work for Tesla?
I mean, they just have to figure out the neuroscience, which they're working on.
Oh, fuck you.
10 years, Ready
It's
Player One,
80 years.
20 years.
We're 80 years out
20
from any
years.
of this. What else
20
did
years
you
of Sword
play,
on the
Sam?
Line. Existential crisis.
I just like the idea that like people will say like the vaccine, like Bill Gates is gonna put a microchip in, everybody freaks out, but like Elon Musk put a chip in my brain. That's
I can play video games now.
Yeah,
sounds
for
kind
real.
of fun, honestly. Pretty zany.
When the
If it's Bill
memer
Gates,
does it.
fuck him. But
Pretty
Elon Musk,
zany.
I trust that guy.
Yeah.
I trust that guy. He's richer.
If I can play video games
Not
with the
as
chip,
rich.
just put it. Let's go.
What else did you play, Sam?
I
Talked about
played-
the hoverboard game. What else?
Oh, that one. If I had to make a recommendation, the hoverboard game.
And
far and away.
you have a name for that game?
Hoverboard jet.
Back to the Future.
It's like jetpack hoverboard game. Honestly, look up jetpack or hoverboard in the Oculus store and you'll get it. Oculus store, pretty handy. Steam, a little bit cheaper. Not gonna lie.
For sure.
Jump Force. Speaking of Steam sales, Steam went on like just a straight up binge on like sales, and I went on a binge too.
I don't think Steam is the thing that's binging.
No,
it's you.
It's not
You're-
projection at all. Wow, Steam just blew a lot of money. They're throwing money away.
Yeah,
giving
they're
me
just
these
giving
deals.
these games
Why are
away.
they just all these games are on sale?
I'm not giving you my card like 100 times. Yeah, and
I'm not broke.
I bought Shinobi Strikers, Naruto. I bought Jump Force. I bought Kakarot, the Dragon Ball game. Like a bunch of Bandai games. They were
Oh,
cheap as
3
heck.
of those are on Game Pass.
Hey, how much
Got him.
do I want every game on Game Pass? No. Do I want those 3 games? Yes. And I spent $10 buying them.
Okay.
Okay, I can forgive you for
Each?
getting
Or total?
Total, probably. Like $20 total.
Probably?
Three,
Okay, that's 2 months of Game Pass. So now we're really getting into the numbers here.
satirically, or not satirically, but like hyperbolically,
Like
$10.
Okay.
$20 feasibly.
All right.
More
I
realistic.
don't remember.
It was a fever.
He was in VR.
Yeah, he was too busy.
Well, that's I mean, that's how it works.
$20,000? Sure.
I just have this VR card. I think it just works that way. I don't have to
all
act. It's not
virtual.
real
I don't
money.
know how this machine works.
Mom, I didn't know I spent $20,000 on V-Bucks from our life savings. I thought it was in VR.
See, it's
VR
V,
bucks.
virtual. It's not real.
Yeah. How do I know you're even my real mom? Why do you look like Jennifer Lopez? What's up with that?
Take off the headset, Sam.
That's supposed to be Spider-Man home.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, Jump Force is ridiculously hard. So I played, who's played Xenoverse?
it's
Raise your hand. You've played Xenoverse?
with
played
you?
Xenoverse?
Yeah, I played it a little bit.
I remember that game being pretty hard, but eventually I got it, like, and I remember like playing it, you know, post-mortem, and
Right.
and I thought it was like super easy, like ridiculously easy. I played Jump Force, same experience, like this game's hard. I played like the training missions. It literally says training mission 1, like tutorial.
Yeah.
I got my butt whooped like 6 or 7 times in a row. And I know how to play these fighting games. I played Stormfart.
Stormpart.
Naruto Stormfart. I've played
Pretty close.
Yeah, 3 and 4 and Revolution or whatever. I've played Xenoverse 1 and 2. I know Bandai games, you know,
Yeah.
a decent amount. I know
Yeah.
how they play. Is it Bandai game?
Yeah, Bandai Namco.
Stadium Brawl.
Yeah, and so yeah, I played Jump Force. I was getting my butt handed to me. I was like, there's no way that I'm this inept at a fighting game. I am on a pro world class
hey, Bandai.
level.
I'm gonna do what's called a
Funny.
pro gamer move.
Yeah, I'm on the
just
world
quit.
scene. I am a pro.
The world scene.
A world
Well,
class
I mean,
athlete.
the game is incredibly broken, so that's probably the biggest part of it.
By the CPUs aren't breaking the game. Like I was
No,
playing
the
training
code is
missions.
awful.
Training missions.
That game has been a laughingstock since it came out because it's so terribly made.
Substantiate your claims.
Maybe you're just not good at
The
the game.
entire internet? Everything I've seen. I mean, geez, the cutscenes are then just walking around like Barbies.
That's pretty hot.
As in just moving like this.
I move like that sometimes. Are you making fun of me?
In
Yes.
VR when you're going to the bathroom.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that game, Jump Force, is a laughingstock. Like, that's not even.
So it did get bad reviews when it came out.
Yeah.
I thought they improved it. I thought I'd read a couple articles. It was like, here's the new patch notes for Jump Force, but maybe not.
It does turn off.
I hate that fucking art style.
It's a little.
I despise. It's so ugly.
So bulky and
Yeah.
and shiny.
And I don't like it at all.
A softer is usually a softer.
I think
palette.
is they were trying to take too many different styles of anime and put them into a real life type thing.
Precisely.
And it doesn't work.
And they just make them look like the weird Dragon Ball games.
Yeah, like from
They've had that art style before. The thing that stinks is like it's really cool to bring all these characters together, but then they don't even do it well. Like there were games before that played kind of like Smash Bros. And
That's what I was expecting it to be, and it's not.
Would have been better.
Yeah.
'Cause there was an actual Smash Bros. Knockoff that was Battle Stadium DON that was 3D, and then before they had Game Boy and DS games that were like 2D Smash Brothers. It was all these anime characters, and it played like really well-made Smash Bros. Now it's like, well, we'll just crank this out with our team of 2 people. You know, the cutscenes can just be them not doing anything, and then people will buy it, which they did.
but like it's still I don't know if we're playing the same game or not because like it looks really like besides like the sharp contrast between these different styles and everything like that, it looks really pretty because it's the Unreal Engine and like the particle effects and like the textures are all like really gritty and really nice looking and sharp and shiny and sparkly, and I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. And the different characters that you can play, and honestly I get a little immersed. I'm like, you know,
Have you played as Yu-Gi-Oh yet?
I think I bought all the DLC. I've only gone through a few of the characters. Like a few
I want to play as
I got
Yu-Gi-Oh,
mad
but I
and rage
haven't.
quit.
You mean Yugi or Kaiba?
Yugi.
Yugi.
Yeah,
His name isn't Yu-Gi-Oh, it's Yugi.
I know.
You said Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know.
yeah, his name's Yugi. Say his name.
Yugi.
Say it right.
Oh.
No, that's the name of the game. His name is Yugi Moto.
Say it.
No.
Yeah, that's how basically I sound when I'm playing the game, but in my head.
You're just yelling, say his name, say his name. He's like not saying anything.
It's hard. It's hard. I shouldn't get beat by the tutorial of all things. The tutorial, right? The tutorial's a cakewalk, but it still kicks my butt. And so that's just something I'll have to get better at because, you know, like I was talking about, and I've lectured you on this, it's just easy games aren't fulfilling, and when you conquer hard games, it is fulfilling in a way. You overcome
I'm not
stuff.
saying it's not. It's
I'm
just not for me. Like I
I'm
understand
not attacking you indirectly.
because it feels like you are.
Why
There's
you
also
bullying
a
me?
difference between a game being properly difficult and it just being broken, poorly
Says
coded.
people who are bad at games that are difficult. I will not. You may not be bad at this
You just
game.
called
You may
us
not
all
be
out.
bad at video games, but I can confirm people who are bad at games will say the game is broken. 100%. Xenoverse came out. Everybody's like, this
Hey, you
game
know what?
sucks. It's like it's so hard.
It also can be because Bandai doesn't care and they just throw out shovelware and people still buy it.
I'm
Boy,
good at shovelware.
Those are fighting words.
I'm
bro.
calling Sam's side here and saying Call of Duty is fucking broken, bro. This game is fucking broken. It's just, did you see that fucking lag? This game is fucking broken.
I'm bad at Call of Duty. The game sucks.
I will
It's not
say
my
Cold
fault.
War's been having some issues though. Crashes. Oh.
But
is
see,
so
that's the
annoying.
thing, though. There's a lot to complain with Cold War, though. You can't brush that off as being a bad player.
We went into that last week.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into Cold War as deep as we did last week.
Broken
'cause
game.
That took a long time. It's a broken game.
Broken game.
Yeah, Cold War.
Too many
More like
crashes.
Cold Bore. Oh.
Oh, got
Sit
him.
down, anime boy.
Yeah, that's all I got as far as the game.
That's what you got. Troy, I want to hear about
Nexomon.
Nexomon.
Nexomon is,
colon extinction?
yes,
Extincted?
Colon extinction?
Is that what it is?
it's Nexomon Extinction.
Okay,
it's actually,
Nexomon.
it's the second game in the Nexomon series.
Oh.
From what I've done zero research.
The lauded Nexomon series that I've heard
just
so
know,
much about.
I just know that I own the one on the phone that is not made for a phone and is ported terribly to my phone that I paid 99 cents for. The screen isn't like the aspect ratio does not let you see all the buttons.
So, okay. Before we get into that, let's tell the listeners what Nexomon Extinction
Okay.
is.
Nexomon Extinction is a Pokemon clone. I mean that's the easiest way to say it. It's a Pokemon clone, and I've been missing playing Pokemon, and now I can play
Traditional 2D Pokemon, we should say.
Yes.
Yes?
It's
Okay.
got a different
Switch.
It's a different art style. I really like the art style. And the writing in this game is fucking hilarious.
So it's all Pokemon stuff, like
Yes.
catching animals,
Yes.
throwing out Pokeballs.
No, Nexo traps that are
Exoball.
They are,
Exo traps.
they are
Yeah.
Nexo traps, and they are pyramids.
Okay,
knew it was
instead
gonna
of
be
circles.
triangles.
They
I
shoot
knew
out
it.
of your wrist like you have a
knew it was gonna be
Nexomon or Nexo pyramid on your wrist, and it goes.
Okay.
When you catch them, it's a button code like XBAAAAB.
Oh, it's a quick time event.
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
I'm kind of on board for that. Other than Pokemon's bullshit garbage system where you maybe caught it, maybe
well,
you didn't. I don't fucking
like,
know. Did you
I
throw a
have-
quick ball, bitch? You should have thrown a fucking quick ball. That's how you catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Ball.
You sound like me.
Master
Throw the
ball.
quick ball.
I got
Throw the quick ball. Throw the quick ball. This game so far, I am like 4 hours in. I am now officially a Nexomon. It's not even trainer.
Okay.
I don't remember the.
Tamer's Guild is what it says here
Yes,
on the
you are a tamer.
Yep, you're a tamer.
I am officially part of the guild.
Okay.
I am a bronze level tamer right now. And
Sounds a little interesting.
I've heard this story before.
have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'm a bronze level tamer. My name is Pokemaster.
Nexomaster.
Nexomaster.
My name in the game, when they call me by my name, is Pokemaster.
Amazing.
And there is I don't remember the cat's name, but the cat that just like it's
Not Meowth.
Marth.
That name's
Meath.
taken. Yeah, Meath. I'll take Meath.
I don't remember his name now, but he is
call him
like
Meath.
he's like your so you have friends just like in other Pokemon games, and they kind of follow you around and are on the same adventure as you are, but you have this cat man that just follows you, like he's with you the whole time.
Is he a cat and a man, or a man who owns cats?
Is it like Meowth or is
it
it something
Ryan?
different?
It's a cat man. Like he's a
Like the cats in the movie Cats, the recently released Disaster, the movie Cats?
that was those kind of cats.
That's gross.
It's an anime cat person.
Okay.
I also think
More
the
like
cat
a
is an
Khajiit.
Like a
understatement.
Khajiit. Yes. I would say
Khajiit,
more Khajiit than anything.
Definitely
Just
call him Meath.
cartoony. And he is the funniest part of this game so far.
Okay.
He is full of these snide remarks and horrible comments and breaks the fourth wall like Deadpool wouldn't even imagine breaking the fourth wall.
Are there actual voices or is it just text?
There is voice acting in the game, but most of it is text.
Okay.
Classy.
It is like Pokemon has never had voice acting at all, and this game starts out with voice acting, which I was impressed with. So far everything has impressed me. The battle system is pretty much just like Pokemon, in that there's electric type, wind type, ground and rock I think are together in
So you're still doing elemental style
Yes.
battles?
Yes.
Okay.
You have 4 moves. I haven't exactly figured out the spread on like effectiveness,
Okay.
because it's not exactly like Pokemon.
Okay.
It's a little different. I've not, like I said, I've not exactly figured it out.
Yeah.
It's actually, this game is more challenging than most Pokemon games I have ever played.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
And-
Pokemon is for kids, so a more adult version.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
straight up.
He's not wrong.
for children.
There are some Pokemon games that are more advanced than others.
Yes.
Some are more difficult.
They're not dolls.
Yeah.
They are action figure collectibles.
The newest ones are more
Don't hate.
more.
I'm not
simplified.
hating. It's
I
it's
agree.
science, man.
I'm not hating on a
monster.
game made for children. He's playing it as an adult, you know? It's no
Hey.
big deal. Ryan, you dick.
I love Pokemon. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. I love Pokemon.
Okay.
Sounds like a
To
personal
amend-
attack.
Yeah, as a penance, you must say, "I am a child, baby, poo poo pants." Right now.
Hold on, let me go cut to camera.
I'm a child, baby poo pants.
Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Got
How the
it.
fuck did you get him to say that?
I'm actually surprised as well.
I know.
Pressure points. And
He must be tired.
you can have
This
your family's released. They're safe.
Oh God, thank you.
You don't have to play Jump Force anymore.
That
No, I'm triggered.
That was my punishment.
Speaking of Ryan's family, the other night he texted me and he was like, "My whole family thought this joke was funny." I was like, "Oh, you mean your wife and your cat?" And he was like,
I got mad.
he got mad at me. I was like,
Just because I don't have kids doesn't mean I don't have a fucking family, Troy. That's what I said to him.
he did. He was
Very meanly.
he was triggered.
All caps.
Yeah.
It was all.
I have a real family. Nothing warms my heart than getting off work off a long day and then logging into what is it? VR chat.
VR chat.
Visiting my waifu.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Come
let's get
spend time with me, your waifu.
back to Nexomon. Feel like we got a little off track.
a little off track there. I don't know. The game has, I don't know. It's hard to explain,
Je ne sais quoi.
Okay.
but I don't want to stop playing it. Like last night I stayed up till 12:30 at night playing this game.
So the Pokemon hook, like
is there.
the battling
Yes.
and the leveling and the move sets and
Yes.
like the evolutions, like all that
I haven't
shit.
even evolved one yet. I don't know that they evolved. I assume
Okay, they may not. I don't
they
know.
evolve. I have leveled them up. Nothing has evolved. I figured out they don't have an EXP share.
Oh boy.
This guy a master tamer. He haven't even evolved anything yet.
I'm a Pokemaster, not a Nexo Tamer master.
That's true.
A gold, or what do they call them? Platinum tier, I believe.
So looking at some of the screenshots and the videos of this, I'm gonna pull this up real quick for the listeners and for the crew here.
Yeah. This game is, I really like the art style. The art style is pretty cool.
Oh.
I could see this being a YouTube ad I'd skip.
Play Nexomon!
God.
Raid Shadow Legends.
No, I don't want to crap on it. I'll wait till I see it. Although I know who.
So it is a really cool looking game. Like the first thing when Troy told me he was playing a Pokemon clone and he bought that instead of Ghost Runner, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Playing a goddamn Pokemon clone instead of Ghost Runner.
And then he looked at this.
And I saw the screenshots. I went to the listing on Xbox. And like the color palette of Pokemon is comparatively muted, and Pokemon is built from the ground up for the Switch, which is an
Do you guys
underpowered
see the
console.
Dragon Shadow?
So like
That is sick.
everything about the screenshots, this Dragon Shadow right here, like the colors just pop right off the screen. Like comparatively, Pokemon is a muted, shitty looking game. And this, even in 2D, is really cool. Like, all of this looks really fucking good. We've got
It's all animated.
I even like the menu, which is gross.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Batman versus Skeletor and like all of this, like the camera.
Hey, there's Wobbuffet.
Yeah, Wobbuffet's in this game.
No, that is a effect like when you're
Yeah, like the
that's-
lens
When I
flare
know
of
it's
the
an anime
camera.
effect, that's just a
Yeah.
joke because it
Like-
looks like Wobbuffet.
It does.
Like it all looks really cool.
There's
Hey, there's
mining.
your Poke pyramids.
Oh, those are
So
Nexo
like
traps.
crafting in this game.
Yes.
And like I don't think it's as vanilla of a clone as I was yelling
Yeah.
at you for.
Yeah.
When you're like, I'm playing a Pokemon clone. Like there are things
then
to
you
this
start-
game that are worth checking out. And when I was looking at your videos, like I was mind blown at how smooth everything flows together. Like fucking comparatively to the things on Switch, we criticize Switch on this fucking show all the time, but like the smoothness through which those videos look, and I'll post them in the video version of this podcast, like Troy's gameplay and stuff. Holy shit, that looks so good.
It does. I have fallen in love with how this game looks. The whole time.
Jeez.
I'm like, I wish Pokemon, instead of going to the full 3D that they went,
Right.
they went to this.
Yeah.
Because this is, it touches that
Looks
retro.
like if they try.
That retro itch
You
that
mean
you
if we
want.
didn't get a yearly Pokemon game, you mean this might have taken more than a year to make, Troy? What?
No, I don't think it took more than a year to make, honestly. Because of the other things that have happened in this game where it's like doesn't really like it is not a handholdy thing.
Okay.
At all.
All right.
Like
In what way?
so Pokemon, it basically fully explains everything by your first badge. I haven't got a first badge yet, I don't think.
Are there badges?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
don't know.
I'm literally, I've researched nothing. I'm just playing through it.
That's the best way to go into it.
I mean, that's how I enjoy. Why I enjoyed the newest Pokemon game so much, because I was like, I'm not spoiling shit. I just want to go through it as a what is going to happen in this game, and it felt like I was progressing through a story.
right.
This feels like I'm progressing through a story. I wish they had the whole like there is a when that screen pops up, there is a button prompt that comes up and it's a wheel. And you have to start at the top and follow the code all the way around.
Okay.
And it's
Cool.
the faster you do it, the more that affects your rate of catching it. Plus, you can, instead of just being able to throw balls at it or battling it, you can also feed them berries during the battle, kind of like Pokemon Go.
Okay.
And it tells you, like, after you feed it the berry, it was like, such and such dislike that.
Oh, wow.
Or
you
you
didn't
didn't like
this
the
on
berries?
Switch.
Didn't like this at all.
You said you were hungry.
Such and such was poisoned.
You killed him.
Yeah,
you
you
asshole.
killed your next.
Oh my God, you killed Kenny, you bastard.
I mean, I'm allergic to shellfish. Can you not feed it to me? It's all I got. It's all I got.
Like me.
Eat it, you little fucker.
Oh, he died. He told you he was allergic. That's all I had.
So far, I cannot wait to dig into this game. And I really hope they make more.
Yeah.
I am a Nexomon fan.
Okay.
It's weird.
You got it here.
That
Well,
is-
I don't
that is
like. I don't
painful
even
for
think
me to say.
as a Pokemon fan.
I don't think anybody else is a Nexomon fan. Like,
Honestly, you're the most qualified person here to make that
Yeah, true.
claim.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I definitely want to delve into this before Game of the Year. I'll put some of this in the video version. What we're
Yeah.
looking at here from their from the Nexomon website. Yeah, I thought it was just going to be a vanilla knockoff, but I'm glad to hear that
I
it's more than
agree.
that, for sure.
So I saw Nexomon Extinction, and then I went through on the Xbox store, and was going through it, and I was like, I think I might buy this game. And then it was like I scroll a little further. I really think I'm gonna buy this game. And before I got to the last one, I hit buy, so it would start downloading. And then I haven't stopped playing it. Like, it's cutting into COD time quite a bit.
Cutting into COD time.
Like,
That's impressive.
you were streaming COD. Colin was streaming COD. He was streaming Cyberpunk. I was listening to him play Cyberpunk, and I was playing Nexomon.
And then weren't you watching me?
Yeah, I was watching you on your stream. Yeah.
Colin was probably watching.
Weird, sort of gratifying. Sort of thing is this.
I mean, it's so we all have one viewer.
I usually watch, if Colin comes on, and Colin's been streaming a lot on
Yeah,
Twitch.
he's getting there.
And he's got a professional-ish setup going.
He's doing really good.
Yeah, so far he had 11 concurrent viewers at one time. And I'm only one motherfucker. I'm not 11 people watching Colin. That's other people.
It's
I
other
actually
people,
haven't
too.
I
watched
thought that was kind of
Colin
cool
at all.
I mean, I realize 11 is not that many, but
you gotta
goddamn, that's
start
1/5
somewhere.
of the people who listen to this podcast.
He's got their attention. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Colin's been doing a good job
He's got to
streaming.
make sure he plugs us when he starts getting more people on there.
Yeah, so I've been watching him, and the other night Colin was streaming. I think it was Tuesday night. Rachel and I were laying down to go to bed. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm watching Colin stream." And so we together, laying in bed, were watching Colin stream him play zombies. No, I was watching on my phone. She's watching on her
Yeah,
phone.
so there's two viewers.
Yep, so there's two viewers, me and Rachel,
Viewers, baby.
watching Colin stream. And it was just kind of fun because Colin's really entertaining in his streams. Like he does a
Same
really
thing
good
with his
job.
brother. They're nuts.
Yeah, they're
They are.
excellent together.
It's like a date night. He's like, and this one's out to Doomsaurus. He puts on like smooth jazz or something.
So, yeah, in the stream, I was like, I messaged in the stream, I was like, tell him about your bitchin' podcast. Tell him so, yeah, I'll plug that in the show notes for this Colin stream. He's been doing Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, I think is...
He's been like every other day type at least.
Okay.
At least I think he was shooting for 3 times a week.
He's
Or
there
no,
for you.
Yeah.
When no other streamer is.
I'm shooting myself. I was shooting for twice a week, which I haven't done in a while. I might start streaming Nexomon because I can't stop playing that.
There you
That
go.
means I have to listen to the audio, and I haven't been doing that either. 'Cause it's kind of bad.
The audio in Nexomon is bad?
I don't like it.
Okay, like the
But
music?
the music-
Okay.
A lot of it is that I play in bed, and my wife is next to me in bed, and then the baby's over here next to me in the bed.
Tell her to put headphones in.
Headphones on the baby.
The thing is, it's not that they're hearing things; it's that they're used to hearing me play COD. So
A different game.
it's way different. You know,
What's this crap? It's like the
Well, you
baby.
do realize you can actually stream and have that play the audio
So-
and mute your TV. with
Yeah.
your head.
You should
but if the
stream
TV
somebody else playing Call of Duty, and then you stream Nexomon to your phone.
yeah.
Fucking problem solved.
So
You're welcome.
what I've been doing on
you can stream me playing Call of Duty.
She hates the sound of Nexomon because the typing, like as it comes across the string, it's you know,
Okay, yeah.
and you can hear that it's just bad. And it's not sleeping noises. Neither is Call of Duty, but that works. What I've been doing with Nexomon is thanks to Xbox, can mute Nexomon altogether, play Spotify from my Xbox. So that comes out of the TV speakers. I have my Bluetooth headset on, and I was listening to Ryan play Cyberpunk through those and then hearing the music as well. So it's like I'm jamming out. And then
right.
I have the music where all she has is background music, and that's fine to her.
So that was an input overload for you, huh?
It
That's
was-
like 17 things.
Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna have to make sure that I send you the music that we did through Idiot Box because that's on Spotify. now.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah.
You said something that caught my attention. Instead of saying Nexomon, you said Nexomom. And I just pictured like a converted mom to video games. Like my son was playing Nexomon and then I got hooked.
Now I am a Nexo mom,
Exactly. And then
soccer mom.
So that's Nexomon.
All right.
All of that,
I-
everything we just said is Nexo mom.
I think you should try it. I can't say try it before you buy it because that's not a thing on Xbox.
yeah,
for
those
those
no
games.
trials. They took that away at 360.
Yeah. But it's I think I paid like $12 for it, and it's I have got my $12
The
back. I think.
Xbox store right now says $19.99.
Okay.
It says $20.
I think I got it for I think it was on sale, and it was like 8 hours left of the sale, and I was like, well, fuck, I got to do it.
I should. I didn't know
Sorry.
it was on sale. God damn it.
Sorry, should have told you.
Well, they'll probably have it on sale more again.
Do you want to touch on Cyberpunk, Derek?
I love it.
Yeah.
The only 2 complaints I have, one is like what you said, the shooting. It just feels very floaty
Yeah.
when you're aim at. It just feels.
Yeah,
but
there's
I'm also
some, and I turned so in every game I play, I change the settings on the controller to ramp up the thumbsticks.
Yep.
It's just never fast enough. And then I did that in Cyberpunk because I was like, man, I'm really not turning very fast, and I couldn't hit a motherfucker to save my life, so I turned it back down. I was like, oh shit, like this is
After-
way off.
probably like, well, I don't, no spoilers or anything, but
Yeah.
Please none. I'm
There's
be
one
playing it
mission-
tonight.
There's one thing that you can plug in a chip and do like a training course basically.
And
in
the
VR,
training course was where I
which
really
helped
started
a
shooting
lot.
people.
Yeah, and in that I
Do
messed
the training
around.
courses then.
Yes.
That'll help a lot.
Do that.
But basically, after like 30 minutes of messing around, I figured, because I always play on high sensitivity for any video game. I don't know why I've always played on a cracked sensitivity. But for the aiming down sights part, I've realized if I slow that way the hell down, but keeping my regular sensitivity really high, for some reason, that's helped me a lot with the aiming. Just in Cyberpunk specifically.
Yeah.
You'd snap to it with
You can
the
snap
hip
to it. Yep.
and then slow.
Yeah, because otherwise it's way too floaty. You're just all over the place, it seems.
In Cyberpunk, there is you'll have to go to the advanced options in your aim sensitivity. So you usually, or in games, you mostly just have like the Y and the X axis. But in Cyberpunk, you turn on the advanced options and you've got like super hyper specific things that you can tweak the controller exactly to your liking. And I'm sure a lot of those are PC based as well. They've just translated them to controllers. And I did notice that one with the aiming, and I was like, I didn't, I guess, comprehend that I should maybe mess with that because I couldn't hit anything while trying to aim.
Yeah.
So that's a really good
It
tip.
helped me a lot. I would
Yeah.
try that. The only other complaint that I have about the game is when you don't have any weapons or anything, like your hands like a fucking velociraptor the whole entire time, and you're running around with your hands out like this. Like I didn't play. I don't know about you, but I don't walk around like this all day long. Like if I'm playing
that's
an
how
RPG,
it's gonna be in VR.
Keep my
Just how
fucking
it'll
hands
be.
to the side. Like I normally
I've watched
would.
Ryan play the first part, and I never saw his hands. Like I felt.
Oh, you notice it.
I felt like he was like like you were playing as a camera at first when you first started playing it, and like so I jumped into Ryan's stream, and he's in a bar, and he walks up to the bar, and he's like, I gotta get behind that bar, hop up. So he couldn't hop up, so he moved over a little bit, hop up. He moved over a little more, hop up, and then he was like, well, fuck, I can just go around the bar and
Just
get to the
walk
back.
around.
So my like number one goal, I don't know why I do this, but in games is to like poke every single nook and cranny.
I do
like
the same thing.
in fucking Skyrim and Oblivion. Like I'll break that motherfucker because I'm getting in there.
Exactly.
And like, so my first thing that I did in Cyberpunk was like run to a corner and then like see how far I can squeeze into the corner. Like, can I squeeze around the physics enough to get to the part that I want to check?
You're
like,
cat.
Yeah, I felt like you can't.
And in Deus Ex, so Deus Ex is a super good primer for playing Cyberpunk because like the settings are very similar. They are both futuristic, like cyber worlds that you're playing in, and Deus Ex rewards you for looking in all those nooks and crannies.
Oh, yeah, yep.
By, they'll hide little shit there. So I got really good at looking in all those nooks and crannies in Deus Ex, and I kind of forgot I was streaming. I was like, I forgot how stupid I would look.
Just trying to jump over the bar.
Exactly. So
I
I
have
saw
three things I walk into as I'm watching Ryan stream a game who's never really streamed anything. So he's jumping on this. He's like getting a mission from a dude. This dude's talking to him, and then he jumps up on the bar. He's like, there's a dude that looks over at him. You okay, bro? Literally in Cyberpunk, he's like, you okay, fella? Then next thing I see, I was playing Nexomon. So I look down again, and I see Ryan pause, save. I'm like, okay, maybe he's getting off.
So to be clear, I walked to a balcony,
Oh god.
pause, save.
pause, save, and then he comes out of the save. I was like, okay, he's probably getting off. He doesn't have a mic. He's not going to tell people he's getting offline. It's getting late. He's probably getting offline. Pause, save, walk over to this edge, look down. Nope, not that edge. Walk over to this edge, look down. Hop! Off the edge I go. Died.
You got to test it though.
Started the mission over.
Yep.
Just imagine the Velociraptor man falling.
Yeah, exactly. With the fucking arms flying off of it.
The hand thing is weird. And
Bugs me.
And Deus Ex is also like way smoother in the character movements. So in Cyberpunk, it sounds and feels like you are moving a fucking character, like you're on a goddamn horse. And like, why is this so bouncy? Like, I feel like my eyes don't do this when I walk regularly. Like, how is it that the camera shakes this much?
Well, even they probably do. It's just our brain is used to it.
Yeah, like, why hasn't my Cyberpunk fucking brain compensated for my movements?
You're not jacked in fully.
Oh,
gotta wait for the
Your
chips.
dong is too big.
Yeah,
Dong
exactly.
is too big in the game.
Dog's too big in the game.
it's weighing me down.
You didn't
know that?
You customize your character's genitals,
What?
and
You
you,
didn't know that?
you pick small, medium, or large genitals, just like you did when you were born. I mean,
Yeah, that's definitely what happened when we were born. You have to see yourself as an adult, pick everything out.
Can I read shoes?
Bigger than a finger.
Yeah, bigger than a finger. It's bigger than a finger.
I was watching a guy on YouTube play it. He got the game early and was playing it, and I got to that part, and he's just going through the character customization, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna be a male for this playthrough. Okay, the normal settings. He then cuts off, going through hair and body and all that.
Yeah.
Just cut all that out. And then he's like, okay, the next setting, I obviously can't show you. So he put a little blur effect on there, and he's like, holy cow. He's like, okay, you choose which genital you want. You want a penis, you want a vagina, or you want none.
yeah.
And then you pick
left.
size. So small, medium, large. And he's like, it's there. You can't see it, but it's there. And he's like,
That's a dick.
then it
Is there like a Skyrim slider where you like a little bit like on the y-axis, like
put a little more Z on this one. No, I haven't played the game, but I believe it's small, medium, large. But it zooms in on his face and he says, I'm gonna pick small for more believability. And then it goes back to the video. I was like, that was.
I'm trying to get really immersed.
That's what it was. He said for maximum immersion, I'm going with small.
Doesn't need a horse cock.
So you can also do that in Saints Row.
Yep.
3 and I'm pretty sure 4 because they're very similar in their character creators. But in Saints Row, like they go so far as to already blur it out for you.
Yeah.
So you can take the underwear off and you can see a blurred dick, and it like when you choose big dick, like it's clearly the blur gets bigger. But and it's obviously played for laughs in Saints Row, but like Cyberpunk, super straight, like super straightforward, like. There's not a whole lot of humor so far, and I'm like maybe 3 hours in.
Carry around a naked woman too, and like,
Yep, that's
revive
part
her.
of a cutscene. Yeah, you carry a naked woman. That happens.
There was a titty in Ryan's face.
Yep,
As he's carrying
more than
like,
regular.
That actually happened to me. That's about an hour before I came over here. I had the titty floating in my face. That's the exact mission that I was doing.
Yeah, your girlfriend comes. What the fuck?
What the fuck are you playing? It's
Immersion.
Yeah.
It's immersion.
It's immersion.
I have to do it.
I have to
Sorry,
do it.
I can't cut it out.
I'm a
It's not
first
Pornhub.
responder.
It's not a Pornhub game. I don't know.
I'm doing this for Keanu.
He's my internet boyfriend.
in the name of John. I'm liking the game a lot. I can already tell that I'm going to be spending way too much time playing it.
I think the camera movement and the because the hands almost feel like Dishonored. Like, have you played Dishonored?
Yeah.
It's very much like that, and like the some of the character movement almost mimics the way that it is in Dishonored, in that it's fairly slow a lot of the time. It doesn't feel like you're very fast as a character right now, and I'm sure there are RPG elements that'll speed a lot of that stuff up, because Deus Ex has a lot of that stuff too, where you can change the movement speed of your character, and like Cyberpunk is Deus Ex on fucking steroids. Like, holy shit.
The amount of stuff, it's mind-blowing. The amount of shit that you can upgrade and level up and going down this, it's mind-blowing.
Just looking at the menus, I was like, oh, I have no fucking idea what any of this is.
That's a good thing, though, because I think that'll make up for some of the kind of the graphics that people aren't happy about, or maybe that feels a little clunky in the way it moves. I think that'll help kind of smooth that over, the actual story of the game and how it plays.
What are you playing on?
I'm playing on a PS4 Pro is what
Okay.
I'm playing on.
PS4 Pro. A lot of people have been reporting significant issues with the launch
Base consoles.
with the base
Xbox,
consoles, the
like,
PS4 and the Xbox One launches.
I've had problems with Cold War with my base Xbox,
and like,
launch Xbox.
I don't know what people expected.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, what the heck? My GameCube can't run Cyberpunk?
exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't
I
know.
wasn't
It's
expecting it to run
7 years later. Like,
Yeah. And
this
you're
is
on
a
a
cutting
PS,
edge game.
You're on a PS4 Pro, and you're like, it's not gonna run like it's
Well,
supposed to.
personally, I haven't really had. There's been when the hints pop up, like that's the only, and that's only happened maybe 2 or 3 times where it'll freeze for about maybe 4 or 5 seconds, and then the hint will actually pop up, and then I continue to go on.
Okay. Like a
Besides-
whole game or just the hint popping in?
Just the hint popping in will freeze the whole game. For
Oh,
about
shit.
4 or 5
Okay.
seconds, but then it will just click right back over after a couple seconds go by, and it'll keep playing.
Yeah.
That is about the only issue I can tell that I've had, besides obviously looking at something super far away and rendering.
Okay.
But besides that, my PS4 seems to be doing just fine. It doesn't sound like it's going to die. Like if I fire up Cold War, it sounds like it's going to take a shit and explode. Yeah, every time I fire that fucking thing up, it sounds like every fucking
Hold on. Let me spin this fan up real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I start up COD, but no, that's the only issues I've been having with it. But so far, I'm about probably 6 hours in, and I'm loving it. No complaints besides the fucking raptor arms. It's more of a visual effect that bugs me, but
Yeah.
I wonder if you can just turn off the hands.
So, have you gotten to the point where you're exploring the world? Like, all that feels pretty good so far? The driving?
the driving I like, little floaty as well, kind of
Yeah.
drifty.
Yep.
But I wasn't really planning to drive too much in that game, anyways. More of just exploring the city, because I know they said they've made it more. It's not big as in area. It's big as in
Dense.
condensed. Yeah.
Right,
And so
yeah, for sure.
I've been trying to, because they say you can interact with everything pretty much. And I've noticed there are a lot of doors, pretty much everything you walk up to, you can walk into. But right now I'm not high enough level to either hack the door, unlock it, or whatnot. So I'm excited to keep leveling up so I can actually explore the city more than just the street.
I think the doors unlock when you upgrade your console.
The PS5 or Xbox?
I wanted to ask, like, what character, like, what is that?
There's
background
three,
story or-
There's
Yes.
3 background stories, similar to
Background
Mass
story.
Effect,
What-
where you can
what
choose.
one did you choose?
I went with the street kid one is the one that I went with, because my thinking was the game it's all about Night City, and it's all about being in the city. So I figured, well, the best way, it says there's no better way to understand the city than if you grew up in it. So I figured, well, I feel like that'll help me in the long run. And there has been a very couple things in dialogue where it says, because you chose this, you were able to answer with such a thing. And so without going too deep into it,
Yeah.
without spoilers, already dialogue conversations have helped with me being a street kid because of previous knowledge of
Right.
the world years ago.
So when I was in that screen, there's 3 options there. There's Outworld or Outlander, Nomad,
Yep.
Nomad, Street Kid, and then Corpo.
Yep.
And I had a tough choice. I wasn't going to choose Street Kid, not for any other reason than that just wasn't one of
Not your interest.
Yeah. And like the Nomad, I was like, okay, this is some Rage 2 shit. Like I played this game earlier this year. And then the Corpo, I was like, oh, this is Deus Ex's version of this world. And like, I guess I've just mostly played dystopian RPGs this year.
That is all you played this
For the
year.
most part. And so I chose Corpo because I was like, that's probably like that's kind of where my mindset is, I guess, in that fiction right now.
Going into the
Yeah, because that's in Deus Ex, you're very much like working for a corporation. There are mega corporations that have taken over the world in that version of the cyber fiction. Because Cyberpunk is a genre. It's a game now, but it is a genre of fiction. And Deus Ex falls under it in a lot of different ways. And so that was why I chose that one. And like when you start that game as a corpo, I was like, holy fuck, am I playing Deus Ex? Like, holy shit.
Just like it, pretty much.
It's so like a lot of the way that the buildings are designed, and even some of the menus look like they pulled elements from Deus Ex. And I was on Twitter and somebody made the comment to them in one of their trailers, wow, this looks like a lot like Deus Ex, and Deus Ex Mankind Divided came out in 2016, so it's long enough out that they could have taken influence from that game for Cyberpunk. And CD Projekt Red commented back to that and was like, yeah, I'm glad you noticed that. Like, we love Deus Ex. That was one of our influences. And like, they tagged Eidos Montreal, who made Deus Ex, in that post, like, hey, you know, we're not recreating your game, obviously, but we want you to know, like, we really like what you did in your game.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was kind of nice, I thought, of CD Projekt Red to acknowledge their, you know, appreciation for Deus Ex.
Yeah. Obviously, without spoilers, do we know that everybody gets a different, like, you pick different than him? Do you guys get different starts? Where you start
had
at?
a very specific corpo start.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I did not. Yeah, I had a very specific start.
okay.
Definitely different starts.
Yeah, that's
but
what
I
I
don't
was wondering.
think that if me and you both chose the Street Kid,
We would get
I'm
the
pretty
same
sure
start.
it's going to be the same
Yeah.
start. Yeah, but
Right.
Depending
choosing
on
between the
also the way the skill points map out, I think that would probably affect what kind of conversations you have with people, probably.
Well, certainly
Correct.
conversations for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything when I was adjusting the skill points that pointed towards me having chosen the corpo start.
No. I'm just saying, like, you chose corpo, obviously, and then you stat your character also.
Right.
So those are all different things that affect
Oh, for sure.
the game.
Yes.
And the different way you build your character could dramatically affect the game from what I understand of what Cyberpunk is so far.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, is it gonna be like these completely different experiences, or are they all gonna go like in a, well, I guess there's 3 starts, obviously. And then are they all gonna funnel to one ending? Or is there...
My guess would be,
wonder.
there have been many games who have tried the multiple ending thing. Deus Ex being one of them, Mass Effect, all 3 of those.
Yeah.
And I guess Andromeda too, if you want to, admit that game came out. But like, nobody's really done it successfully.
Yeah.
And I don't, like, The Witcher is telling a story, and there's not a whole lot of choices that can affect that story because of the way that story is structured. Like, you are playing what is happening rather than influencing those events. So I suspect Cyberpunk would be more along the lines of The Witcher rather than along the lines of Mass Effect.
So actually, what I've heard, and this is from CD Projekt Red, is that think of it as like you have like these bulletin points, and depending on which route you choose, however you start off, whatever, there's a bunch of different routes to get to the next bulletin point. But basically, everyone will hit certain bulletin points throughout the entire playing the game. But the way you get to those certain ones is all completely different. Okay. And they said you can actually complete the game. I don't know how this doesn't make any sense. Obviously, we're gonna have to play it. You can complete the game without finishing the game. Okay. It's a weird, I don't, I know. And then, of course, they don't go into it.
Right.
Yeah.
No
They said that
spoilers,
there's a
kinda
way
thing.
to like finish the game without really finishing the game. So maybe it's like a Easter egg, kind of how Far Cry worked.
Yeah.
where you can
Right.
Finish the game in the first 5 minutes.
the
or whatever.
beginning.
Yeah. So I don't know what
Yeah.
they mean by that, but apparently, you can
You
finish
just go
the game
and kill
without
the
finishing.
boss at the end.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's pretty cool.
I'm excited to play. I'll be
I-
doing that tonight.
You should be. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, I have it. I got it. I picked up my copy.
I need to buy it.
I would recommend it.
I'm looking forward to whatever advancements when they bring the official advancements to the next
But-
stuff, you know.
So
Also Nexomon.
I've been playing on Series X. I have noticed almost 0 visual glitches. I did have a point in my stream where the guy who I was running with at the beginning, he's supposed to have 2 guns, and he went somewhere else, and his guns were just floating in the air. They did not follow his character. I don't know why that happened.
That's the future, Ryan.
Sure.
Your closed-mindedness is too small for how big of a game.
Dear me, I'm apologize, gun man.
He said guns, freeze. Stay. Stay, guns. Stay.
So you don't know how guns work?
It loads.
Yeah, obviously, you've never fired a gun before.
Gun, shoot him.
Yeah.
Guns don't. People don't kill people. Guns do.
Okay, yeah, that's the saying. That is the saying.
They're like little Pokemon.
Go, AK.
Glock, use rapid burst.
Super effective.
Apparently, all bullets are super effective against everybody.
Everything is a Pokemon clone.
Pretty easy game. Yeah.
That's a pretty easy game. All right. So yeah, I noticed that glitch. It loads really quickly on the Series X. I would say probably 20-second loads. It's really not been a problem so
Wait
far.
till they optimize it.
And well, I mean, right now I'm just running the back compat version. And when they optimize it, they are going to optimize it by increasing the graphic fidelity. So I suspect the loading times will not necessarily change a whole lot because you'll be loading in more information.
Yeah.
Warning, this fidelity gets pretty graphic.
Certainly does. Dicks everywhere. Got a lot of Harambe fans on this game.
Sorry, that was all I had.
Okay. All right.
I've restrained myself like 6 times. People
you-
have said little things. I go, oh, that's pretty funny. Do carry on.
Okay. Yeah, Cyberpunk is really cool. I wanted to bring up on the podcast, Cyberpunk has sold 8 million copies before it launched.
Already.
Pre-orders were 8 million copies for this game.
Jesus.
Over
This
PC,
is,
Xbox, and PlayStation.
One of the
I think it was
biggest games.
half on
Holy
PC.
fuck.
I'm pretty sure.
That's ridiculous.
Half of-
I didn't see the
PC.
breakdown. I just saw the 8 million copies thing. And like comparatively, Deus Ex Mankind Divided sold 2 million copies. The franchise has sold 5 million copies over its 20-year span.
and pre-orders alone.
And pre-orders alone for Cyberpunk were 8 million copies.
Jeez.
Fucking A. That's crazy.
I can tell though it's going to be a huge game because I'm 6 hours in and I feel like I haven't even anywhere near the
Hey,
beginning.
that's how I
Nowhere
feel with
near the beginning.
Nexomon.
Yeah.
I know nothing about this game.
Right.
It's like use the fire attack against the grass. Effective. Where's my super effective? Damn it!
Maybe not super effective.
Super effective.
You guys want to roll into news here? We can do news real quick. So, yeah, let's roll into.
I will talk next week. It's okay.
Phil, you've got a story for us?
I do. I mean, I guess I could tell the short story. If you want to cut it out, you can. It's just a funny story. So before the pod, we were talking about like as kids, they had like the stupid spy gear. It's like they have the spy gear toys when like you get the little, like they had like the not X-ray goggles, but like you could wear the little goggles and they would light up. There was like the walkie-talkies. There were just the stupid spy gadgets. And I was probably 8. Me and my friend were about 8 maybe. And he had the one that was the motion detector. So you had a box and then you had other little pods that you could put around, and if someone passed it, it would ring.
It would pull out the Glock 19.
No, how we used this was every so often for the holidays, his cable would randomly get the fun channels.
Oh.
So like HBO and the movie channels, then you turn it on and go, oh, there's some naked people.
Okay.
So we're like,
Cyberpunk.
I'm liking this so far.
Holy shit.
so we're like, oh wow, there's free porn, and so we're watching that, and we set up the thing so in case someone walked past it, we could change the channel.
Dude, why didn't I ever think of that? I'm mad at myself
You're a
now.
genius.
So yeah, that's what we did with that. We set up a spy trap so in case one of his parents woke up and started, walking, we could change the channel and not be like, oh yeah, we're totally watching porn.
I mean, every single person has like been watching just a movie like when they're not supposed to be like up right at that current point in time,
Yeah.
and you hear like the creaking of the floorboard, like that particular creak. I know where that is.
I know
Yeah.
it. Yep.
I know that creak, that's my dad.
You're boom, 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 boom.
And you can't just turn the TV off because then if they turn it on, it's still there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. You're like, and you're watching the who put in Lord of the Rings and is not watching it right now. I was like, Mom, I put that in this morning and it's still running.
It has a 19-hour runtime. What do you want me to do?
It's like, no, we're just watching Even Stevens. Not,
I have
other things.
a backer off of that. So, as a kid, I was sorry.
No.
As a kid, I was never like drawn to porn or any of that. Like just
X-rated version of crazy train of thought here.
At that time, I just wasn't even interested
Brown
in that.
chicka, wow.
And I always so when you have cable TV, you go to the freaking movie channels and watch those to fall asleep because it's a long movie.
You did not fall asleep that night.
No, I fall asleep to HBO all the time. And then the bad shows come on, and my cousin lived with my grandma at the time too, and he'd come out, he'd be like, "Oh, caught Troy watching that." Dude, I was sleeping.
Right.
Don't tell grandma that.
I wasn't watching it.
I wasn't watching shit.
He's still trying to tell that lie. You're
Just in case my grama's watching.
Yeah,
I fell
My cousin,
asleep,
sorry.
you know.
I was sleeping. Yeah,
I was watching.
Now I'm sweating. So hot in here.
Cheeks are red.
Jeez.
My pants are still on. What?
Whoa. Where
All
did
right,
that go?
let's fucking move on from whatever that ended up being. And we're going to do a little segment we like to call the News Time.
That's the news desk right there.
New news.
Really loud.
News Time with the Idiot Savants. First bit of news, Square Enix confirms Marvel's Avengers is yet to break even following slow initial sales.
Maybe it's because their character models look like Mass Effect Andromeda.
It does actually
It
look
is
a lot
the
like
Walmart version of the movie Avengers.
So this comes to us from videogameschronicle.com. The publisher hopes to make up the shortfall with ample additional content.
Yeah.
As in more microtransactions.
more loot boxes.
Yep. Square Enix confirmed that Marvel's Avengers is yet to turn a profit. This comes to us from a financial call they did. So let's see. A Japan-based analyst claimed that Avengers cost Square Enix about $190 million to produce.
That was
That is
190.
painful.
That
That's a little.
But that's a lot of properties.
I mean, yeah, that's
how much of that is marketing, though, for sure. How much of that is marketing? How much of that is license? We don't
Marketing
know.
and license is most of that, I would say.
You would think that
Because that game was marketed to hell.
Marketing budgets tend to be a third of development costs.
so this one might be half just because it was a lot.
Maybe. So you got to figure, okay, there's $100 million now that you have to make this game. If you take in what, 10 million for licensing, 20 million for
Yeah,
licensing,
if not more.
Now you're chipping away at that.
You're going to Marvel for everything.
I don't know. So it depends on what they have worked out with Disney, obviously, for.
Not only that, wait, no, that was just Avengers. Okay.
So the game only sold around 3 million copies, which by many game standards is pretty good.
Yeah. We're just talking about Deus Ex.
Deus Ex selling 2 million copies.
That was a success.
Yeah, that's a successful game. I know, but like Square Enix is kind of notorious for
Over budget.
not just over budget but also like over projecting what their games are going to do. So when Tomb Raider sold 5 million, they called that a disappointment. They were like, no, we wanted to be in the double digits for like, what do you think? Who do you think is buying Tomb Raider games? Like,
Which Tomb Raider was that? Was that the first reboot or was that
First
in?
reboot.
yeah.
Because that was good.
I mean, that's a good game for sure.
Five
Like,
for a reboot is really good on a series that at that moment was kind of washed up.
exactly. Bingo.
You're talking bow and arrow Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the reboot.
Yes.
Triangle boob or real boob?
Real boob. The real boob Tomb Raider.
Real boob Tomb Raider.
Technically real fake.
Polygons.
Polygons.
So this is the Square Enix's HD Games division posted an operating loss of around 7 billion yen, which equates to $67 million or 50 million euros. For the 3 months that ended on September 30th, which was attributed to the launch of Avengers.
Hang on. How much is that in rubles, though?
Rupees?
Let's keep transferring until they make a profit. Eventually.
So this says here, the HD Games subsegment posted an operating loss as initial sales of Marvel's Avengers were lower than we had expected and are unable to completely offset the amateurization of the game's development costs. Absent factors associated with Marvel's Avengers, the subsegment would have been in the black. So if those factors, like sales,
It's not a big factor.
had done better, they would have made money on the HD games division.
Wait, if you sell more, you make money?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
I mean, again, yeah, it kind of fell into what you were talking about, where they should have started a little smaller to get an audience, and kind of making it somewhat star a more unknown Avenger.
So we talked about that in the games, or sorry, in the Avengers podcast that we put up. And yeah, I think that would have been better for them, because then you don't have to pay to license the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Like license Camilla
Captain
Khan,
America.
license singular Captain America. You don't have to.
I mean, we haven't
take
even
that
had
on
really
one
that
go.
many good single superhero games. It's Batman, then there's Spider-Man.
Batman and Spider-Man are like the two standouts, and then you've got a bunch of like
Hey, Superman 64 was the
fuck
shit.
off. And then you've got a bunch of one-offs like Deadpool was an okay game. That was
fun.
all right.
That was fun.
Even the Spider-Man Activision games were pretty good.
Those
they
were
pretty good.
The Spider-Man 2
Yes.
Yeah.
was the shit.
But they never reached, it seems to me, they never reached the height that Sony Spider-Man
Yeah,
has.
no.
You know, we're in the upper, echelon, top tier.
Because at that time, games weren't popular. Though,
I'm not...
right?
But they were putting those out when Batman came out. Like, Batman was a smash success. And
Was it?
Spider-Man
I mean-
took elements from Batman
Yeah.
to incorporate into their games. Like, here's how you make a successful video game based on a superhero.
Are you talking about, it seems like you're talking about Spider-Man 2 and you're talking about Spider-Man PS4 with Batman.
Right.
Yeah, he was.
I was just saying,
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 was a movie game. That was the last good movie game.
Yeah,
And-
sure.
and-
And yeah, that was
but-
a tie into a movie game.
Yeah.
Good point, Troy. Yeah.
And that game probably sold okay for a movie game.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably did pretty well
that
for a
game
movie
I
game.
bought because 1 was okay and then 2 was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad, like, I finally went back to the Spider-Man game on your PS5, and dude, it makes me want to play buy a PlayStation.
I just have a hard time imagining how, like, I have a hard time grasping how much money $190 million is.
Yeah.
And how, if somebody were to save up all the money for their entire life and make $190 million and
Right.
spend it all,
Yeah.
they'd get this game.
God, I hope not.
It's just like,
Fuck.
there's no way these
Best
factors.
line of the pod tonight.
It's just like,
Dude, I got it free and he spent 190 million on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't even played it. I did not have fun. If anything, I did.
So-
it's not fun.
So they were talking about the obviously this is a live service game, but and we talked about it in our episode. This game is fucked. Like, everything about this game is so
Wait till you
fucked.
see some, like, clips.
I think
Yeah.
it needed to be more like what people wanted when everyone was asking for an Avengers game, was something you actually come together as friends, you have the characters, and you just do stuff that's fun. Whereas, I mean, I don't think there's much fun in Avengers, and then you have to go through the whole story. There's one character I want to play as, and it's the last one.
So as an addendum to this, going off of this story, because we know, okay, it sold 3 million copies, sure, fine. And they've got planned planned expansions coming. Crystal Dynamics says it's confident players are going to return, but evidently the PC version has been dipping below 1,000 concurrent players regularly.
sad.
graveyard.
Yeah. I could've heard-
1,000 players.
I think I
They sold
read
3 million
something-
copies. What is that math? Holy fuck.
Yeah, I think I remember reading something where it wasn't just PC, but all the player base dropped by like 90%.
Jesus. How many people still play Jetpack Joyride? I bet it's 1,000. I fucking bet it.
Not sales, the players dropped off.
Yeah.
That is sad.
That is crazy. Less than 1,000 players playing on PC.
Again.
Obviously, a lot of those numbers are hidden in PlayStation and Xbox. You can't really see what those numbers are, but
I got it completely for free, and I have not played it. I played the demo, and I'm like, don't want to play it.
It's worth playing. We already thought about it. It's worth playing. But it
takes up too much space. It's not worth the space to me. It's not worth the space.
All right, let's move on from that. Jesus fucking Christ. We don't need to argue about Marvel anymore. Let's see. Next bit of news here comes to us from Polygon.
Rowdy Rogan.
This is fairly recent. So Rowdy Rogan, for the listeners and myself who didn't fucking know about this kid, Rowdy Rogan is a 6-year-old Call of Duty prodigy.
Phase 5.
Who has been banned.
What?
Who banned?
What do you do? He steal candy from the candy bowl or something like that?
So he is made waves in 2020, becoming the youngest member of the Call of Duty World League. And in addition, he has a number of popular videos showcasing his gaming skills. And he came to distinction by being a finalist in the FaZe Clan Recruitment Challenge. And despite winning the public's adoration, Rogan was recently banned from Call of Duty Warzone while he was live on Twitch.
Did you say the naughty word?
Apparently, this is another fake move by FaZe, because this isn't the first time that FaZe has pulled such a stunt.
Ooh, okay. We got some juicy freshness here. This isn't in the article.
No, this
Go
is
ahead.
all because I pay attention to this kind of stuff because I like esports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So about a year ago, a guy named FaZe, I want to say Jarvis or FaZe something. FaZe started with a J. Jarvis, I'm pretty sure is who it was. Played Fortnite, got banned for it, and then a year later did a whole publicity stunt where he wasn't supposed to stream Fortnite but did it anyways, and he was a part of FaZe Clan and all this, and then his manager came in and was like, you need to stop the stream, but it was all
some
clearly,
WWE shit?
yeah, it was all clearly fucking scripted and bullshit.
Oh my
you could
God.
tell all horrible 15-year-old actors it's so hard to watch.
Yeah.
But and so now apparently with this Rowdy Rogan kid, apparently this is also another fake publicity stunt in order to get more hype and awareness of this Rowdy Rogan, this next generation.
Well, it worked. I didn't know who the fuck this kid was.
I say it's obviously working because
working,
everyone knows about him, but
Yeah.
I think it's just
There is this. So on Twitter this morning, because I have TweetDeck, and the first thing I check in the morning is my email and then my TweetDeck. And when I went over to check what is trending on Twitter, it was Free Rogan. I was
Free Rogan.
Joe Rogan got arrested?
Yeah. What did Joe Rogan do now? And then I
We
clicked. I
all
was
thought of different Rogans. I was thinking Seth Rogen.
I was like, oh great, Joe Rogan. They're pissed off because he moved to Spotify, or something like that.
Right.
And I was like, no, this kid that plays Call of Duty. I was like, never heard of this kid before. Got to read this now.
Now everybody's gonna watch him.
Yep.
So
He's back.
there was a tweet that was put out by the boy's father runs his social media accounts primarily. So as some of you know, Rogan was banned from Warzone on stream tonight.
allegedly.
Allegedly. The team and us are currently trying to handle the situation and will keep you guys updated. Thank you for all the support. #Free Rogan. So Polygon reached out to Rogan and Activision, but did not hear back. And then Polygon goes to really break down some of the specifics about the terms of service of Activision and Twitch and how those two things intertwine and overlay with one another. So
Not real well.
I thought it was cool for them to bring it. So obviously Warzone is rated M.
Yeah.
And it is a suggestion that players be at least 17 to play these games. Activision's terms of service, as stated in Polygon's article here, stipulate that publishers' products are made available to fans who are at least 13 years or older, subject to any applicable product age ratings, restrictions, and account requirements. The company says that if a player is under 18, a parent or guardian must review the terms of service with their child. Activision accounts, the terms of service says, subject to any applicable age ratings or other restrictions, you may establish an Activision account only if you are 18 years of age and a natural person, so not a cyber person in your country.
Cyber person in your country.
Or if your parents or guardian deems acceptable, basically, on your behalf, and you are age 13.
Okay.
So-
also looking at what's next, which I'm not liking the wording, which read this bit. and see if something sticks out to you that seems kind of hinky.
Okay. I don't see what you're pointing at.
Well, it's the while Rogan obviously.
Okay, the last bit here. While Rogan obviously had his dad's blessing and has been playing under his watchful eye for a couple of years now.
For a couple of years, he's 6.
I know, which is why we're talking about this, Philip.
He's been playing since he was 4.
It's unclear if the ban was related to his age. Blah, 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 free Rogan, blah, blah, blah. So
He's playing Call of Duty since he was 4?
Yeah,
he's
Call
been
of Duty-
streaming Call of Duty since he was 4.
If
He's
you
been in the
watch him-
public eye playing Call of Duty for a couple of years, which means he's been doing it since he was 4. So, I mean, prodigy or not, like
That
let's
seems a little
set
unhealthy.
that aside. I don't have kids.
Yeah.
If I had kids, my 6-year-old wouldn't be playing Call of Duty. I didn't play Call of Duty. My mom wouldn't let me play fucking Pokemon because there was evolutions. So let's hear from the dad.
Am I a bad dad?
Fuck off! Colin.
I play
There's
Call of
your
Duty with
answer.
my son all the time.
Yeah, if you handed your controller to your son, and he's like actually kind of good. You'd be like, "Dang, he's kind of good. Maybe I'll just like put a camera
I mean-
on him, like try to put it on the internet there."
The,
like,
the thing that
You go.
when I think about this as a dad, the way we approach these things in our house may be different from other houses. We're not really like, don't talk about these things in front of the kids. Don't talk, if the kids ask about it, we're going to explain to them in a term that they understand what's going on. Just like, so he was getting super aggressive when he was playing Mario Kart. So we had to explain to him, this is a game. You need to have fun or we're turning it off. And that worked for quite a while.
Just like my mom. This is bullshit. You're
We're
pissing
talking
me
about
off.
a kid, not you right now.
She told me that before I came over here.
Stop fucking yelling downstairs, you little bastard.
Pretty much.
How'd you explain Cyberpunk to him?
I haven't yet.
You're like, the size really
The
doesn't.
size of it doesn't matter. It's not real.
So
Over 9.
So just like in our house, the way I view it is if I feel like he's like absorbing it the wrong way, then I will make him turn it off.
I think that's a good idea.
Until it becomes a problem, don't make it a problem. Like
Okay.
I don't know anything about this game. Let's let him play it. No, that's not how you do things. Do some research before you let your kids play things, for one. Be a parent. And
What?
Two, and two, every kid reacts to things differently and understands things differently. Emmett, like, he completely, to me, I feel like, especially in like, I let him play Fortnite whenever he wants. He explains to other kids that come over, no, in Fortnite, yes, we use guns, but you see how he disappeared? It's not a real person. It's just a game. Like in Fortnite, they blip away. And that's, he explained that. I've never explained that to my kid. And he
Wow.
He
went
made
to
him
another
more
kid and was like, no, that he blipped away. You see how the thing sucked him up? It's not a real person. I didn't kill him. I killed he calls them avatars. You see, like
He made a decision as a moral
Yeah,
agent,
yeah.
or made a prudential judgment based on what had happened.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
my
smart,
kids
too.
are
Yeah.
above average in like.
There we go.
Your wife's pretty smart.
Yes, my wife is very intelligent, and my kids are above average from where I see other kids at that age.
Right.
Can't go toe to toe with my kid in Fortnite.
My kid is actually kind of terrible at Fortnite, but we won't go there. And to me, Call of Duty, they watch me play it all the time. So it's just a normal thing to them. They see how I react. I've changed how I react to games.
Do they play with you or do they play online?
No, most times, with Fortnite, you have to play online.
Yeah. I'm saying Call of Duty specifically. Fortnite is more.
Call of Duty, they only play Call of Duty when I play with them.
Okay.
So this, I'm glad you brought that up, Philip, because that's kind of where my disconnect is too. Like
By himself online while streaming at 4, That I don't agree with.
I'm 100% with you.
He doesn't stream alone. His dad's always in the picture, but
there's a
granted,
game.
you're fucking 4 years old.
It's
streaming.
not like
I was
him-
gonna say it still doesn't make up for
He's
it.
still playing online. Like even
I
if
mean,
Troy's with them, they're playing with Troy.
I mean, I
It's
don't even
different.
want to repeat the things on the podcast that I hear in a Call of Duty lobby.
Oh
Let alone like
Just because they hurt your feelings, though.
But that's the thing.
Bad at
And
game.
when-
Why you bullying me?
Why you bullying me?
So with Call of Duty especially, and nowadays, so he's not in a Call of Duty lobby. He is, but if he's talking, he's in a Discord.
Right.
He's not listening to other people.
Are you talking about Rowdy or are you talking about Emmett?
Rowdy.
Okay.
I would assume.
Okay. Well, okay. All right.
If Emmett was to be really good and want to stream and we had the money, like I can't even freaking afford to stream. My kid's not streaming. But if I can't do it, he can't do it.
Right.
But if he was to want to do that, he'd be either in a Discord or I would automatically have all mics muted besides people that he knows. That is one thing that I've had a rule for.
'Cause you can mute all except party. and
with everything that I do, like I have a sister-in-law that I help take care of that has special needs, and herself, we've all made the rule of if you don't know them, you don't talk to them, especially with Facebook, with how easy it is to talk to random people now.
Yeah.
Stranger.
Exactly. So with the way things are, if you don't know them, you don't talk to them. You're in, so. Immediately you put them in their own Discord. You grant permission to the people that they're allowed to talk to that you know will keep things family friendly for them. You make sure the kid understands this is a game, why it's
Blow
a
that
game.
guy's head off. It's not real.
Yeah, no, that guy is not real. He blipped away, but that guy, he's dead.
You know he's screaming. There's blood everywhere. It's not real. It's okay.
It's not real.
I mean, there's no screaming in Call of Duty. And
Frag out.
he might have actually turned off the gore. I've never watched his stream, but I didn't know this kid existed.
Yeah, no, Call of Duty can be kind of tame, honestly.
And you can turn all that shit off instantly. Like there's a button for all of that to go away.
I don't know.
And
I
with
still don't like it. Like even with all the stuff
Especially
that
in-
you're talking about
Yeah.
and trying to protect him by putting him in a Discord and doing like, you know, only talk to your friends, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
It's
I don't
probably
know.
a bad
I
decision.
still don't like it. I
It's
still don't
probably
like
a bad decision, but some people use their kids to get what they want.
What?
You mean
I want,
like
a kid's
Never
menu.
heard
I
such
want
a
that
thing.
toy in the kids'
Rowdy Rogan's dad
Could be.
using him to get sponsorship
Yes.
money?
Yes.
No
Either-
way. Gross.
Either his dad
is gross.
could have potentially like pushed him into be like, oh yeah, if you want to do this.
Right.
But I
Or
mean,
the
he's
kid
I'll
really
love
good.
you
Yeah, I'm not
more.
saying he's
I'll
not.
love you more if you. I mean, I love you now, but like
There,
maybe a little
there's
bit more.
a way
maybe a little
he
bit more.
got into it. He wouldn't just be for and be like, I want to stream.
Oh no,
Yeah.
for sure. Like I'm
So he
sure
was
his
But
dad was
watching
playing
people,
games.
for sure.
Right.
My kid loves to watch people play on YouTube.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
And
I know
to
that.
that extent, like that is
Fucking creepy.
As one of Troy's kids, I am aware of that.
No,
good boy.
No, as his kids love to watch like
Yes.
YouTube, like Let's Plays, and they love that stuff. Like there's, I mean, most of the people that watch like Let's Plays on YouTube are basically
Yeah.
like just younger kids.
Yeah.
and they get inspired by that very easily.
that is a goal of kids nowadays.
Yeah,
Streamer, YouTuber, tweeter,
TikToker.
TikToker. Those are like actual
Influencer. I'm an influencer.
to
Let's
kids.
just hope that they
that's
don't
a
go-
dream job.
That's
to
why I don't
us,
want kids right there.
Okay, so Ryan,
Dad,
you
I
and I
wanna
for
know
sure.
OnlyFans.
I don't know about everybody else, but like our dream job was I want to be a video game tester.
Yeah, I mean, video game tester,
that
video
would
game
be
journalist.
Yes, but
was
those
really
things,
high
like,
up there on my list. Like,
There wasn't a streamer back then.
right, that wasn't
they get
an
paid to
occupation to have.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to get paid to play video games.
Right.
Now you don't need to work for a video game company to get that to happen.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
So it's way like to them it's way more accessible, but really it's not. Like I'd rather get a real job and be like, I work for this company and this company controls what's going on.
Yeah.
Not I make one wrong move and
it's
every
gone.
fucking person that watched me is gone.
That's
Or
that is
my- or
it is a high stakes game.
like
to be
get banned for how old you are.
I get banned from Twitch, like freaking Doc.
Well, I mean,
Troy,
even,
you're too old.
Even
You're banned.
us, like,
Yes.
I think we're
Too old for this.
Got him. Ow. That hurt.
what we say on the podcast does not really get into anything too offensive, and we take great pains in like measuring the
Yeah.
things that we say to try and not to offend anybody. And we got our YouTube account shut off.
Yeah.
Like when we first started doing video episodes, for whatever fucking reason, YouTube just shut our account down. We got no information on it, no rules that were violated, no clear path to how to get that reactivated. And like,
The only thing we could come up with was, well, we had other people's music in our episodes.
right.
But
And so we stopped doing that.
We
Like,
had permission for those.
we had permission from the artist to use their music in our episodes. We credited them in at the end of our shows. Like, we're like, hey, we like this artist. We like this track. You might like it too. Like, we are,
Is it,
you know, like,
it's almost like somebody's out to get you, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Welcome
like
to
the
YouTube.
pitfalls that you can fall into. I mean, like, who's to say like this like small discrepancy in the codes and conditions for this Rogan, Ronald,
yeah, Ronald
Reagan.
yeah,
Ronald Rogan.
here. Like, just like anybody's out to get him. Anybody who wants just like to, because like anything. Well, I mean, do you guys read the terms and conditions of everything? No. Let's be.
It's a good South
Except-
Park episode.
Except,
If somebody wanted to call
Except-
you out, they use that.
Yeah.
yeah.
They
sure.
do use that as, I mean, they could not weaponize it, but like use
Oh,
it.
I mean, I would say weaponize is
yeah.
probably the correct word for sure.
Weaponizes all the time because in most of these sites, anybody can make a flag for pretty much any reason. I mean, there's been multiple cases on YouTube where people can copyright someone else's music that they literally made for their own video and win.
Yeah. And
That's
That
happened.
makes
and like,
no sense.
Going back to our YouTube account, like we ended up getting our account back. We did fight it. There is a when you go to YouTube and you go to log into your account when it's banned or blocked, it's like click this button and we'll submit your case for review, basically, and we'll presumably send this to a real person to look at it and see if our algorithm mistagged you. Is essentially what it breaks down to.
I think that's what happened
and
to a
that's-
lot of accounts.
And that's what happened. Like I submitted it for review. I didn't get anything back for about 2 weeks. And then I logged into YouTube and boom, it was back.
yeah.
feels like a
what?
YouTube power
They didn't
check.
say why our account was banned. They didn't say why it was unbanned. They didn't say if we were doing anything wrong or right. Like, so we're just fucking shooting in the dark.
Yeah.
So that's why we stopped doing the music thing. Like,
Yeah.
we were getting flagged on those videos for using the music. And I tried to fight those flags. Like, hey, I have permission. I can send you screenshot evidence of me asking the artist for
Doesn't
permission
matter.
to
It's
use
in
this.
our algorithm.
And like, no, it didn't fucking matter on any of it.
That's
They
what they
don't
say.
give
It doesn't
a
matter.
shit.
Oh,
No,
it's claims.
Nobody
Still
gave
claims.
a fuck. So we stopped doing the music thing. Like, I love fucking synthwave music. I like plugging music on the show. I'm not making a music show because I don't want my fucking channel to get
gone.
banned.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I remember here's something where someone did their own thing, someone else claimed it, and then they sent it back. And the second process is when the person says, hey, you're wrong, I own this. They get to decide whether or not they were wrong. The person who made the fucking claim. Then they can say, oh, I'm still right. Then you get a strike.
Yep.
No matter what, at that point, if they decide, actually, you know what, no, I'm going to hold this claim, then you have to then fight the strike, which could then end badly, but then YouTube reviews it, and then you can go with lawyers, so it's insane.
it's fucked. The whole
Like,
thing
can I
is
just
fucked.
upload something without trolls just like destroying?
No.
No, you
No,
can't.
not
Well,
The only
They
people
did
that can
that.
do that are the big people because they have lawyers.
lawyer up,
That's it.
bitch.
No, yeah, like,
Yeah, you
like
gotta
that's
play
why it
with the
doesn't
big
happen to the
dogs.
big
You gotta
people
be
like
big
PewDiePie,
thing.
Markiplier, and all them because they have lawyers. They're rich. So if someone claimed them, they could be like, I have a lawyer. And then you go, oh, because you can be taken to court for that stuff.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
a lot of times when people threaten that, saying like, I have a lawyer, I will fight this, then they let it go because that actually is a thing that you can legitimately do. It's just
Right.
people don't have the money for it. But it's still crazy that anyone can make that claim and go all the way to the point of court with having no claim and just keep saying, no, I'm right.
Right.
And it doesn't get reviewed till YouTube until it's right before court.
So going back to the Twitch thing,
Yeah.
like, I hope this kid gets his account back. Like, I wouldn't personally let my kid do this, but if he's really good at the game, he likes playing it.
I mean, geez, let him go up
Fuck,
for
I
6
don't
more
give a
years to
shit.
win millions.
What's it matter to me?
But what's next? He's like, wow, my kid's really good at my job. And then you're like, you put a little hat on.
Exactly.
And send him into
My
work.
kid's really good at my job.
It kind of feels dirty, man. Like,
Yeah.
for real, that's what it feels like here. Like, I'm not saying this guy is a bad dad for letting his kid play Call of Duty. Like, I wouldn't let him stream it, and I wouldn't necessarily, I don't know, try to fight it if he got banned, because it all just feels like, okay, you're not getting that sponsorship money now. Like,
Weird. The only thing I guess
weird gray thing that just kind of feels gross.
given what you've said and what it kind of seems, it does seem like he might be a little bit better. My only hope is that he might be the type of parent that leans more towards how, it's just an example, like how the Jonas Brothers' parents handled it. Because there'll be times when like the parents are like, oh, you're making money now. Well, I'll put it away for this. And they don't actually. Whereas his parents set up funds, bank accounts, percentages. They made sure everything was paid for. All the taxes were done right. And the money was set aside. They didn't just let them make millions and it just go wrong because they were teenagers.
Right.
But they did it right. Because so many times people can get big like that and then their parents fuck them over
Just
so
pissed
bad.
at
You
all.
remember
Yeah.
these Twitch stars. Here's them all grown up.
Yeah, after their parents spent all their money.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully,
Twitch stars.
obviously, if
I
he
saw the
continues
Shia
doing
LaBeouf
this-
movie. I saw this
Yeah.
happen. Like,
The
10 years
Honey Boy?
from now, Rowdy Rody's gonna be smoking crackers.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
8-year-old.
10 years from now.
Remember back when I got banned from Twitch? Smoking crack.
That's where it all fucking started.
Yeah. It's like, wait, how old are you? I'm 8 years old. I thought you were 80.
All right, let's move on from that. So the last bit of news that we're going to cover here, Phil Spencer has came out and said he wants to give customers more clarity about when they'll get products and more choices about how they get those products. So he believes the current console pre-order models are outdated and broken, and he wants Microsoft to explore ways to improve them.
I can't agree
So
more.
this comes to us again from Video Games Chronicle. This actually came out a while ago from an interview that Phil Spencer did. I don't know what the fuck he's supposed to be doing at Microsoft, but this motherfucker is on interviews every single day.
He is
holy
he is
shit.
PR for Xbox.
Is that? I thought that was Major Nelson. What the fuck is Major Nelson doing?
Major Nelson is just a
talking head?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough.
Am I reading this right?
Go ahead.
So the Xboxes that are pre-order that are sitting in a factory somewhere right now, he's saying those are outdated and they need to replace those.
That's
No,
what I got.
No.
Pre-order system.
So the pre-order
The actual system itself.
Yeah.
I was on the
Okay.
same page with you.
I was like, what the fuck?
Xbox is outdated already. Sorry. We're going to the Series Y.
That's why I was confused. I was going to say, what the fuck hasn't even come out yet?
The process by which
Okay.
pre-orders are completed.
That makes
System is a
lot
bad
more-
wording
that
here
makes
in
a
this
lot more
article.
sense, a lot more.
Yes, because you could be talking about the hardware in
so
that case.
Need to just
confused.
get rid of fucking bots. That's it.
So
Yep.
the pre-order process is. They need to make it less frustrating, Spencer says. He says, we've had real discussions internally about should I be able to reserve my slot? I'll put some money down. I'll know my machine is getting built by January 20th, let's say, and I'll get it by February 1st or whatever. Like, consumers today should know that.
Yeah.
Like, if I give Microsoft money, you will build me a console and I will get it in January, February, March, like whenever
Be
you
better
ship
than
those,
a pre-order system because
like shipping them or allotting them in batches to retailers is fucking broken. That whole system
The
is
bots.
fucking broken. Like, so like his solution that he's kind of talking about here is more in line with the way that Nintendo structured their systems when not necessarily the pre-order process, but in the way that Nintendo owned all the distribution channels when the NES and the SNES came out. Like, they were in charge of all that shit. They knew exactly how many were going where, like, and there's so many third parties in that system now that I think it is no longer applicable for Microsoft and Sony to keep track of that kind of stuff. And Nintendo doesn't even do it anymore. Like, they've gotten out of that business.
There's a distribution company that distributes the pre-orders to which companies are going to get them, and then that company has to distribute them to all the stores.
You got to get them there.
Then get 90% of them.
Yeah.
So, he says here, it's a very old world way of thinking. People are going to line up outside of a store, kind of last decade thinking. And that's the only reason
That's
Troy
the
and
only
I
reason we
got
have
consoles.
You may hear a constant buzz in the air. Those are the attack drones dropping extra.
I think we should challenge ourselves on that. Is it really the supply chain through consumer that we're talking about that is a reality? We talked to our retail partners about this as well. So he continues on to say, I do think it's going to push us to think about new models. It could be reserve your slot. It could be doing things in a more direct to the consumer way. Still could have the retailer fulfill the order just so people can have more clarity on when they get a console. That's something that we're working on. So
that is a terrible
They need to figure out some way to reduce the bots.
So
that's been it's nuts.
A system in which you reserve your copy, while it wouldn't eliminate bots, it would certainly help. Like,
especially if you're limited. Like, one thing that I just did is they're making a Nerf gun for Mandalorian. That's his big blaster. You have to make an account, get it verified, pre-order, and you can only pre-order one. You don't even get an option to do more, which I did because I want to get it because it's awesome.
Yeah.
But that's a whole process I had to go through.
But like, Sony limited the number that you could buy through Sony's website the same way by doing it by address, and yet people still got 1,000
Botted was
PS5s.
Walmart and the other stores, I believe. I could be wrong about whether or not they were able to bought the direct Sony line, but I mean, we had Walmart. Amazon,
as far as I understand it, when I was reading up on the botting thing, like, they have ways of getting around the checks that are in place.
So fucking
Nobody can
stupid.
beat CAPTCHA. Nobody. I can't even beat CAPTCHA.
There's times where I'm like, that is definitely a traffic light.
No, you're wrong. You're locked out for 3 years.
It's not. That was a lightsaber.
I missed the edge of it. Like, the edge of it I always like, should I click that one?
But like,
and then it fails. Like,
that's the solution.
The way that Microsoft is talking about this is like, maybe you go to Microsoft.com, Xbox.com,
and you'll be reserving a time slot instead of just
you reserve your specific copy. Like, they are going not custom build you, but essentially custom build you a console.
Yeah,
a serial number.
You're getting
like a serial number or
number 5566779.
or the way custom ordering a computer on Dell would work.
Yeah,
like where you're saying like, okay, I'm ordering a computer from you, Dell. You're fucking building me that computer. Send me that computer. Like, that is a similar model to how Xbox and Microsoft want to try to make things go. And I didn't necessarily want to bring this up for any reason other than to say I laud that. Like, this sounds really good.
It needs to happen. We need 100%. To get a better system because
I don't know.
Like,
I like lining up at stores and just getting rid of the online thing altogether.
So he doesn't want that to go away.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily want that to go away, but he's talking about
that is one really
more
good
inventive
way.
Solutions to get things
Get
that are
rid
in
of
high
the
demand.
online thing that doesn't work because people hack.
It clearly doesn't work.
Cheat around it. Like, back in the day, there was no other way. In the store that Ryan and I went to, there was no other way to get that
100%.
Xbox besides to be there. And if you're not there, you don't get it.
Be there, be
Not
square.
blood. There's no one. There's no one.
Simpler times.
Yes.
All right.
Are you calling me old?
Let's not
calling you old.
Let's get out of here. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. This has been Crazy Train of Thought episode, whatever the fuck we're on. I've been your host, Ryan Wolf. Thank you, Derek.
Filler.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you.
You don't even remember.
Say your name.
Wait, no, it was
George W. Bush Light.
George W. Bush Light. Thank you for being here. Pokemaster.
Yeah.
Pleasure as always.
We're gonna all go play Cyberpunk.
We're gonna go play
anyone
Cyberpunk.
again.
I'm gonna go play Nexomon. Want to watch me stream it?
Nexomon Master.
I do. Nexomon Master.
Tim's gonna go have another existential crisis in VR.
He's gonna go piss in VR.
What's real?
Say my name.
All right.
Get him some diapers.
Thank you. We've been streaming on Twitch. I think we're going to stream podcasts here pretty soon.
Yes.
So keep a lookout for that.
Yes.
As soon as we fix our video issues. Sorry about the video issues in this
Yeah.
episode, actually. I can't fix it. I'm sorry.
We'll fix it another
We'll
time.
fix it by the next episode.
Also,
we'll
come
get all
see
that
us on
panned out.
TikTok as well.
Oh, yeah.
There, yes.
Yep. Check us out on TikTok. What's the fucking TikTok account name? I don't even know.
Idiot Savants.
Just the Idiot Savants. All right. That's the same on Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, Twitch. I've been streaming under the Idiot Savants on Twitch, so check that out.
MySpace plugs.
MySpace, yeah, MySpace.com/.
We're friends with Tom. So you know.
I should make a MySpace.
Oh God, that's just a troll at that.
That would be so funny if that's where our crazy audience comes from, and we're like, how the fuck did that happen?
We did it.
Where did all these people
2020.
come from?
2020,
We succeeded on MySpace. All right, we're out of here. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
That's all, folks. What the fuck?